Welcome to the Technical Writing Success Podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. This is episode 170. I'm Fred.
And I'm Daphne. Hello, everyone.
Today we're going to unpack a really fascinating conversation our producer, Curt Robbins, had with senior technical writer and a big open source advocate, Wisdom Nwokocha.
That's right. The interview is called Interviews with Great Tech Writers, Wisdom Nwokocha, and it was just published on December 15th, 2025.
And what we want to do today is give you a kind of blueprint.
Right, a blueprint for what a modern technical writing career looks like. We'll look at his really surprising career pivot.
And how top-tier writers are actually using tools like AI right now.
And maybe most importantly, why open source is so critical for building trust and, actually advancing your career.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Because it wasn't a straight path for him.
Not at all.
He started out as a software engineer, a successful one, building Android apps. Documentation wasn't even on his radar.
And the change, the pivot, it happened in one of those small, almost random moments. He was at a tech event, and he overheard someone say that engineers could also get paid to write content.
Which for him was a completely foreign idea.
Totally. The idea that writing, in a tech space could be a paid job, it hadn't occurred to him.
So what's really interesting is what happened next. He got that first payment for writing, and that validation was huge for him.
But it wasn't just about the money.
No, not at all. He said he kept writing for free just because he genuinely enjoyed sharing what he knew and seeing it connect with people. It was the communication itself.
And that passion is what led to his first real professional doc gig. A client hired him to build out their whole documentation site.
From the ground up. And he says what he loved about it wasn't just the writing part, but the collaboration.
Right. He was in the mix with the developers, the PM, the lead tech writer. He felt like a real part of the team, even as a freelancer.
Yeah, and that feeling of being integrated, that was key.
Okay, and this is where it really gets relevant for anyone listening who's looking for a role right now.
Absolutely. He noticed something changing in the industry, and he noticed it early. Job descriptions. They started to shift.
They stopped asking for, general technical blog posts.
Exactly. That sort of, I'm smart, I can write, proof wasn't enough anymore. They started demanding real, usable developer documentation.
Specifically, API documentation. And that's a huge difference, isn't it? A blog is conceptual, but API docs are about pure utility.
It's the difference between talking about the car and handing someone the keys. He even admitted he missed out on some early jobs because he didn't have those concrete documentation samples.
And that just confirms what we see today. You absolutely have to show you can do the work. A blog about JavaScript frameworks is fine, but it just doesn't compete with a clean, well-structured API reference you built yourself.
It's proof of function, not just proof of knowledge.
Exactly right. So if we're talking about how he got those skills, we have to talk about open source.
He says it changed his entire journey.
And that passion for it, it comes from a real place of need. He remembers when he was starting out, so much of the basic knowledge was stuck behind these expensive paywalls.
I mean, he talks about having to pay a lot of money just for a single Java class.
Yeah, because that was the only way to get the information. Knowledge literally had a price tag on it, it's a huge barrier.
So discovering open source was like unlocking a door for him.
It was a total liberation. Suddenly, he could learn Android development from scratch, completely for free. Just using shared tutorials, sample code, community help, all without the financial stress.
And the scale of that opportunity was massive. He even got a free scholarship for the Android Nano Degree program.
Which, at the time, was an extremely high-cost, very selective program. That wasn't just a nice little bonus.
No, it was a validation of everything he'd learned on his own through the community. It opened doors that, frankly, money couldn't.
And that whole experience, going from a pay-to-learn world to a free, shared knowledge world, that's the why behind what he does now. It's why he started his technical writing mentorship program.
It's his way of paying it forward.
Exactly. He's trying to recreate that feeling of support and access for the next wave of technical writers. It's the open source ethos, just applied to career development.
Let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Curt Robbins.
Hi, this is Curt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the Technical Writing Success Podcast. So before the break, we were talking about Nwokocha's philosophy on open source. Now let's get into the practical side. The tools that drive modern technical writing.
Right. And starting with AI, his take is very practical, no sentimentality about it.
He sees it as essential.
Yeah, for scaling, for building faster, just for boosting productivity. He calls it a fast thinking partner.
I like that framing. A partner you can ask anything without feeling like you're asking a, quote, dumb question to a colleague.
But, there's a potential risk there, isn't there? If you're an expert writer and you're relying on Copilot to explain things, could that, dull your own skills over time?
That's a fair question. But his use seems very tactical. He's not telling it to, write my docs for me.
Right. He's using things like Grammarly or Copilot to rewrite a really dense, tricky paragraph that might trip up a developer.
Or to get a quick understanding of a complex code block so he can translate it faster. It's not replacing his thinking, it's just shortening the time it takes to iterate.
And he also uses it for the more rote coding tasks, like boilerplate config files for a doc site.
Which saves hours of manual work. So AI handles the tedious stuff, and the writer can focus on the audience and the structure.
Okay, so from generative AI, let's move to consistency tools. He's a huge advocate for MarkdownLint.
Which, if you haven't used it, is basically a quality checker for your Markdown files. It checks them against standard style rules.
It's way more than a spell checker, though. It's a structural enforcer.
Yes. It catches all those tiny things that drive you crazy. Inconsistent headings, weird spacing, mixing up list styles, all the little things that together make docs look unprofessional.
And the key for any professional workflow is how you integrate it. You don't just run it by hand.
No, you build it right into your CI/CD pipeline, maybe with a Git hook. So if the docs don't meet the style guide, say, you're not following Google's capitalization rules, the build just fails.
That immediate feedback is so powerful. He laid out 4 main benefits. First, it keeps everything clean and consistent, no matter who wrote it.
Second, it saves a massive amount of time in code review. You stop checking for formatting and can actually focus on the content.
Third, it's an alignment tool for teams. Everyone is instantly on the same page, style-wise. No more debates about formatting.
And fourth, and I think this is brilliant, it's a teaching tool for new writers. It's like a non-judgmental mentor that teaches them the standards before a human even sees their work.
It's really about maintaining quality and speeding up onboarding at the same time.
So let's tie this all back to his motivation. We know it started with gratitude for free learning, but this constant sharing of knowledge, it has a very real, very tangible career benefit.
This is such a crucial point. Sharing knowledge is not just altruism, it is a career multiplier.
When you consistently put good work out there, through open source, articles, mentoring, you establish yourself as a credible expert.
And that expertise builds the single most valuable currency in any profession: trust.
Exactly. When someone solves a problem because of something you shared, they trust your skills.
And that trust, it turns directly into career opportunities.
Direct referrals, freelance gigs, job recommendations.
Access to people you would never have met otherwise.
He gave a perfect example. He got his first paid article on LinkedIn, not because he sent a bunch of cold emails.
No, it was because he had been consistently posting valuable content. The client already trusted him enough to pay him. It's this mix of passion, gratitude, and just smart career strategy.
So wrapping this up, what are the takeaways?
I think there are 3 clear priorities from his journey. First, seek out free learning. If something's behind a paywall, there's probably an open source way to learn it.
Second, understand that the entry fee for a good technical writing job today is a portfolio with real, functional documentation samples.
And third, master your tools. Use AI for speed and linters like MarkdownLint for quality and consistency. Don't just use them. Integrate them into a professional workflow.
Yes, exactly. And if I were to leave you with one final thought, connecting all this together, it would be this. Which area of your expertise right now could you start sharing openly? It could be a small open source contribution, a single helpful article, or just mentoring one person. Think about what you could do to start building that professional trust and see what kind of unexpected career paths open up for you.
Thank you for listening to the Technical Writing Success Podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you next time.